Welcome to the Singapore Fintech Festival and to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. And joining me for this segment, we have Ben Elliott. He's the CEO of Experian APAC. We're going to take a look at Experian's vision within the region. Ben, it's great to have you join us with us at the Fintech Festival. Now, you're known globally as the world's largest credit bureau provider. I'm a client of yours, so I certainly know. But Experian in APAC, you're more focused on the B2B business, particularly in Singapore. What's Experian's role in the APAC region?
Right, well Joel, firstly thanks for having
welcome.
me here. I think the difference between our business globally and in Asia Pacific is this is a region that's still emerging, as you know, and while there are particular markets like Australia, India, South Korea, Japan who have real incumbent credit bureau markets, for a lot of the region it's still emerging, and data and information and consumer information is quite thin. And so what we tend to do in this region is partner with organisations across the region to really get under the opportunity for financial inclusion. And so we've really focused on that in this region relative to a core credit bureau business. All
right, let's talk about an announcement you just had last week, your seventh investment into the region. That's really impressive. It speaks to the potential of what we're seeing here at the festival and across APAC. Why are you investing so heavily in this region?
So, half the world's population is in the Asia Pacific region, in fact about 60%. But what we also see is this really strong emerging middle class building right throughout the region. Only about 30% of consumers in Asia Pacific have a bank account. And so as that changes over time and as we can help empower that, the opportunities for maybe our more traditional businesses start emerging. And so that's really the opportunity, and we're partnering with some traditional organisations, but also the fintech community, which is part of the reason we're here today.
All right, now for everyone who's watching right now, all types of investors, what are your top 3 tips if you're looking to start your own company or startup?
Well, I think the clear message is, where do you sit in the ecosystem? Obviously differentiating yourself and having strong technology is essential. But what we look for is a number of things. Firstly, we want to understand the management team knows what it's doing and has got a really clear plan. We want to understand that the forecasts for that business are real and they're not just sort of ideas, but rather there's something that really underpins those forecasts over time. And thirdly, this culture of innovation and this culture that will continue to improve and of use cases. And for us, it's about the consumer. So it's about, are these use cases and are these businesses really faced into the needs of the consumer? And if they are, then obviously that's when we get involved.
All right, now we've been talking about how the APAC region, Singapore in particular, is becoming the global hub for fintech innovation. What are you looking forward to most in this region, particularly in the coming year?
Right, so in fact you may have seen an announcement last week that we're now on a strategic advisory board for AFIN, which is the APIC's platform as their main product. And that really is about bringing together the ecosystem right across the world, and in particular in Asia. And the thing I'm really excited to see is, how does that all come together with fintechs, with big business, with banks, with telecommunication companies, to really bring this region together. And I think that's incredibly exciting. This was brought together by the Singapore government a few years ago and is really now taking off, and there's a lot of announcements this week as to how that's really going to leverage opportunities for fintechs and ultimately for consumers.
All right, Ben, thanks so much for joining us on Trade Talks. And thank you for joining me from the Singapore Fintech Festival. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.